Dawson gets a ball in as far as William Kelly. William pulls on it. There's an infringement of rules in there, and there's a free in to Glenroe. This one is going to be taken by Kieran Coffey. Just to remind you, the score: Blackrock 2 goals and 1 point, Glenroe no score. Kieran Coffey bending over this ball. Kieran lifts, he strikes. It's a great block inside by Pat McGrath. It's gone over the end line for 70 for Glenroe. That was a good shot from Kieran Coffey. The 65 is going to be taken by, it looks like, Pat Mead, or no, it's Gerald Coffey has decided to take it. Gerald lifts, strikes, the shot one. As far as Brian Hanley, Brian gets into the hand. Tries to lift it, fails to do so. Brian pulls on it, being chased by Gerald Coffey. Brian still has the ball in his hand, gone to Sullivan, still chased by Gerald Coffey. Brian turns, it's a good long ball in. As far as Daniel Dawson. John Kane back is there. Gone over the end line and gone wide. Brendan Hickey with the puck out.
It wouldn't be cool, actually. It's stupid.
Out as far as Pat Maloney and John Quane. Pat Mead has the ball, sends a long one down. As far as Pat McGrath. Being tackled by William Kelly. Joe Coffey pulls on it. Only a short one as far as Pat McGrath. Pat lifts it. Good long clearance down from Pat. In as far as John Keane blocks it down. Daniel Dawson has it in his hand. Daniel pulls, misses it. Ball is going in. Jerry McCarthy is tackling the goalkeeper. Brendan Hickey, Derek sends a good ball across the square. Blocked down by Dave Vinnie. John Quane pulls on it. Blocked by John Keane. Ball is still inside in the Glenroe square. Pat Mead pulls on it. Only out as far as John Quane has gone over the in-line for a 65 for Blackrock. A lot of pressure from Blackrock forwards in that Glenroe goal mode. It's a 65 for Blackrock to be taken by Declan Danaher. This is probably Declan's last under-12 match playing with the boys as he's over age next year, so he'll dearly want to win this one. Dick lifts, he strikes, good ball into the square. John Keane goes up for it, misses it. Out as far as Dave Deneen, Dave pulls. Pat Mead goes a long ball out as far as Declan. Declan takes a shot and sends it over the bar for another point for Blackrock. The score, Blackrock 2 goals and 2 points. Glenroe still no score. Brendan Hickey clearance out as far as Joe Quane, being tackled by Pat Maloney. Kenneth Douglas goes in to help him. Pat Mead has the ball. Pat goes a good long clearance out as far as William Kelly. William gets the ball cleared by Tommy Sullivan. Well, James Heffernan. James tries to lift it, fails to do so. Danaher has it in his hands. He's a good long ball inside.
Well played, James.
Kenneth Douglas has it. Turns his man beautifully. Kenneth takes a shot, misses it. A good clearance out there the field from Kieran Coffey. Pat McGrath holds his man off. Pat tries to lift it, does so. Good clearance from Pat. In as far as Jack Quane. Jack pulls on it, connects on it. Ball is going as far as Michael Halpin. Gone over the line once again and wide. 2 goals and 2 points for Blackrock. No score for Glenroe still, but there's a lot of time left yet. Brendan Hickey with the puck out. The shot this one now, this fella's Derek McCarthy. Derek sends a long ball in.
Give me the ball, Vincent.
Brendan has it in the hand, a good catch by Brendan Hickey. Out as far as Gerald Coffey. Gerald being tackled by Declan Danaher. Daniel Dawson pulls on it. In as far as John Keane. John, a shot one out as far as Declan pulls on it. Only a shot clearance as far as Donald Quane. A bit of a scamozzle up there, a bit of pulling and clearing. Pat Mead manages to get it out as far as Kieran Coffey. Good clearance from Kieran. What as far as Tommy Sullivan. Tommy misses it up to Michael the wire. He's in top and beaten by James Heffernan. James tries to lift it, fails to do so. James loses it. Tommy Sullivan goes on it, pulls on it, out the wing. After him goes Michael the wire and Dinny Paul Lynch. Dinny Paul gets to the ball first, pulls on it. Good clearance down as far as Kieran Coffey. Kieran goes to lift it, has it in his hand. A good long clearance up the field. Dinny Paul Lynch going out with David Walsh. David pulls on it, gets it in a few yards. As far as Mike Hayes. Mike sends it in into David Walsh. Again, David sends it across the square. Where you have Kevin Coffey pulls on it. Gets in as far as Pat McGrath, and Pat sends a long clearance out the field. Into Brian Hanley. Brian has gone the solo run. Loses it. Up as far as Pat Mead. Pat pulls on it. A good clearance up the field. Up as far as Kieran Coffey. Kieran has it in his hand. He's gone the solo run. Being tackled by James Heffernan. Locked down by James Heffernan. Locked down again by James Heffernan. Good ball in from Gerald Coffey. Pat McGrath bats it down. Only as far as Mike Hayes. Pat McGrath clears it out the field again as far as William Kelly. There's a foul on William Kelly and there's a free in for Glenroe. Here's a scoring chance for Glenroe. Kieran Coffey going to take it. Kieran, he lifts, he strikes. Kieran sends a dangerous ball into the square. There's a square ball, and the referee has adjudged to be a square ball. He's a free out for Blackrock. A free out of Blackrock to be taken by James Heffernan. James hits it into the hands of Kieran Coffey. Kieran sends the ball in. Into the hands of Dinny Paul Lynch. Dinny tries to lift it inside in the square, fails to do so. Gone out over the end line for the 70th. A good bit of pressure there from the Glenroe boys. Kieran Coffey is going to take the 65. No, it's in fact Pat Mead and Kieran has gone in. Pat sends a good ball in. The fellas. Jason Tobin. Jason sends a good ball in and sends it over the bar for the first score of the game for Glenroe. Blackrock 2-2, Glenroe 1 point. Gradually Glenroe are beginning to come into the game a little bit more. Ben Murphy with the puck out. Then sends a shot this one, down as far as James Heffernan. He's beaten in turn. Declan Danaher gets it. Declan sends a good long clearance down as far as Derek McCarthy. Derek gets it up in his hand. Derek has gone the solo run. Being chased by Edmund Sheehy. Derek gets his puck in. As far as Daniel Dawson. Daniel gets it, tries to get it in the hand. Goes to lift it. Cleared by John Keane. Only as far as Brian Hanley. Brian steadies himself. Takes a shot. A dangerous ball in. Martin Hennessy sends the ball in across the square. Have a look, Martin. The ball has gone wide. Brendan Hickey with the puck out. Brendan the sharpest one as far as Kenneth Douglas. Kenneth being tackled by Pat Mead. Pat gets his stroke out as far as Gerald Coffey. Gerald has been hooked by Declan Danaher. Gerald gets his hook in as far as James Heffernan. James tries to lift it, beaten by Jason Tobin. James is after him. James Heffernan still has it. James is blocked down by Kieran Coffey. William Kelly gets his puck in. On his fellas, Pat McGrath. Brian Hanley gets it, tries to lift it. Does so in the second time. Brian gets a good ball in as far as Derek McCarthy. Derek gets it into his hand, turns his man beautifully. Sends a lovely ball into the where Donald Quane gets it out for Glenroe. On his fellas, Declan Danaher. Declan goes down it. Sidesteps his man. Carries the ball too far. It's a free out for Glenroe. This free is going to be taken by Kieran Coffey has elected to take it. Bit of a breeze going. Kieran sends a long ball up. As far as William Kelly fails to connect with Jason Tobin goes for Vinnie Paul Lynch. Also goes for Paul and Vinnie Paul Lynch. It's a free out for Blackrock. He's taken by Pat McGrath. Pat lifts, Pat hits it. As far as Tommy Sullivan. Referee blows for half time. Blackrock 2-2. Glenroe 1 point. Glenroe came back into it in the second half, towards the end of the second half a little bit more.
Over here, lads, over here.
But at the moment it looks as if Blackrock are that little bit stronger at the moment anyway. We have a good crowd of supporters here. The girls and the boys shouting us on. As is always the case with Blackrock Bowden Oak Club, we always have a good share of youngsters following the various teams.
Look over there.
There's a teams are lining out again for the second half, and just trying to pick out, see if there's any substitutions or any switches on either side. I just can't make them out at the moment. Glenroe starting with their midfield is the same. Michael Halpin has come off the Blackrock team, and Mikey Sheehy has gone on the team. That's the only one I have so far. Mikey Sheehy, I think, has gone. Mikey Sheehy has gone centre forward. Kenneth Douglas has gone full forward. Daniel Dawson has gone to the corner. That's the switch on the Blackrock team. Referee getting ready for the second half.
Jason, you're on the other side. Oh, here, Jason. Jason. Like where? Like where?
I can't see that there's any change on the Glenroe team. Jimmy Hickey, referee, throws the ball in. Pulls it by Kieran Coffey. It's down as far as Mike the Wire. Mike pulls in it again. Only as far as Declan Danaher. Declan goes down on it. Sends a long ball up the field. A good clearance from Declan. In as far as Mikey, he pulls in it, he misses it. In as far as William Kelly. William sends a long ball in. Pat McCarthy misses it. Kevin Coffey pulls in it. Gets it in as far as David Walsh. David in tussle with Pat McCarthy. David gets his puck in. Then pulling it by Mike Hayes. Vinnie Paul Lynch goes down on it. Brings the ball out the field in a solo run. A good long clearance from Vinnie Paul. On Mikey Sheehy. Mikey pulls in it. Mikey Sheehy has it. Gets it up as far as Derek McCarthy. Derek pulls in it. Mikey hits it and he's gone over the line for a line ball for Glenroe. This line ball is going to be taken by Kieran Coffey. Glenroe started that little bit better than they did in the first half.